I will click up. I shall bring it up to be
We're already live.
chat viewable.
We're live?
I said I'd take us live. Yes, we are live. Every stream, we need to stop doing this. It's basically a meme at this point.
But it's not just us. It's every single freaking live stream I've seen ever. Starts something along the lines of, is it live yet? What's happening?
I'm surprised how very low delay actually, very low latency on YouTube. I'm quite impressed. But yes, hello guys. We're doing the gun stream as promised. We're actually following up.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing this. We're following through on things that we have said that we would do. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, no. This was me talking crap last week and going, hey, should we do a gun stream? And then I've sat there for the last week going, oh no, well, how are we going to do that to British people, and with virtually no access to any actual firearms? How are we gonna talk about guns and sound like we're even remotely credible? Well,
so naturally, you brought on an American.
We brought on an American to agree with us, yes. Yes, and so yeah, welcome, Doc.
Happy to be here.
Yes. A lot of people are mentioning, yes, we know the people are streaming, it's a very congested day, blah, blah, blah. But this is more of a freeform thing. But yeah, we do have a Doc with us today.
Yes.
And we'll be talking about many subjects. This is really just a chill stream for people. And hopefully people can enjoy the VOD if they can't enjoy it live. So hello to people watching this in the future. Hopefully what I'm hearing is that our last video, our conspiracy theory stream, wasn't actually served to quite a few people within their subscriptions. So if you're seeing this and you missed out on that, go click on the channel. It should be there. It should be published. We have no control over when these live streams process and publish. So they kind of go up if and when YouTube decides to process our kind of our stream VOD. So we're kind of at the whims.
I wonder whether that's because of the general sort of crackdown that social media has had on, flat Earth and various other conspiracy theory, if you like, sort of subjects, and whether or not we've fallen a cropper of that. Who knows? Maybe it's a conspiracy to suppress us.
Oh, yeah. I see Merc in the chat. He's saying he got kicked off Discord. That's too bad. Like, did your account get banned?
Yeah, he had to. I saw he had to create a new one and posted about it in a Disco's server.
All right. Re-add me if you've not already, Merc. He got zucked.
And he got zucked.
Oh dear. So they're fully just kicking you from everything?
Damn.
What a shit show. Dearie me. It's tough out there. It is. I just kind of exist on Discord and other places right now. I don't really do a lot of other stuff apart from obviously streaming with you guys.
Yeah, it's been a weird year on that front, hasn't it? Let's face it. Real jobs have vanished, and what a fucking year. Anyway, we're here.
We're here, and we have virtual guns. I really do enjoy World of Guns.
This is I think everyone that enjoys the occasional computer game firearm, up to even being an aficionado of the Paul Harrell video, should enjoy World of Guns. I mean, it's not a game. It's not like I'm going to be running around and shooting, monsters from behind barrels. It is literally, here's a 3D model of a gun, and here's how it works. Now see if you can strip it, put it back together again, and use it. But it's really good for demonstrating how a lot of these things work, and because a lot of people, especially the British, they're generally uninformed. Think guns are black boxes. They really do. They have no idea what goes off inside them.
No, they really have no idea how a gun works. So we'll start with the humane animal killer, shall we say?
The humane. Well, yeah. I mean, this is the Wellrod. This was designed back in the Second World War,
yes.
as a covert ops weapon. It has since been revamped by I think it's Brugger and Tomet. is the name of them, and they have brought it out as a veterinary pistol because when you have a sick animal that needs putting down without disturbing the other animals around it, you can't beat a weapon like this because it is totally silent.
It's hard to get a sense of scale with that. Oh, sorry, go on, Doug.
I was gonna say, I would make the argument that the original Wellrod was very much a veterinary pistol because it was made to put down Nazis. And can you think of animal, a better term than animal for them?
Well, no, that's why I was using that. Yes, it's definitely a. I mean, it's so simple.
It has always been a veterinary pistol. It's also one of the simplest guns in the world once you get out of flintlock.
Well, that's kind of why I brought this up first, because this is it. This is as basic as you can get, but it's a bit more fun than a bolt action rifle. And yeah, getting past flintlocks and stuffing gunpowder, rags, and a ball down a tube. We got to the Second World War and the First World War, and things got a little bit more. In fact, we don't want the X-ray. We want the cutaway for this one because it's perfect. And it still
there we go.
Still looks a little complicated to the uninitiated, but essentially you have a magazine which doubles up as a handle, a very simple trigger that is held in place or held back by a very, very simple safety. And all that trigger does is allow a bolt with a firing pin on it to spring forward when it's not being blocked. It is dead simple, and that's how it works. Now, once the firing pin's flown forward, it hits the bullet's in battery, the bullet flies forwards, and that's all. The gas is allowed to expand into the silencer and allows for the bullet to go out and hit the target. Don't expect it to be good at range. It's definitely a put on head and pull trigger type job. But it's so simple and so silent.
It is. It's meant to keep the noise of the mechanism down to a minimum. Yeah. It's one of the sneaky bastard British guns, which really shows, what a bunch of sneaky bastards we were during the war.
We were dropping this behind German lines into France and just going have at them. The fact that the Bruder and Tomet version, the VP9, is in circulation right now, and even looks, and it's identical. They have not changed a damned thing on it because there's no need. This is perfect. You've got no mechanism cycling. You've got nothing. It is just click click as the bolt goes and pushes the bullet into place. Another
bolt go click click. Yes.
Another click, and then you can do all of that, but away from your sick animal that you're going to put down, be it two-legged or four-legged, I guess. Yeah, worth noting that vets can have this gun, even in England.
Don't mess with your local vets. Yes.
Yeah, don't piss off your vet. Yeah.
In a totally unrelated and ancillary factor, my uncle runs a horse hospital, so.
Oh, you should get one. Mind you, this is probably easier to get in England than it is in America, because oh boy, you guys suffer from suppressor envy. But
well, if I may offer a response of my own.
Sounds of guns being wrecked, yes.
Sounds of guns being wrecked, yeah. That's a nice AK.
Yeah, responds with, I can own 7.62 by 39.
Don't break my heart.
Look.
AK. Anyway, sorry. Dear to me.
Yes, for the most all I have is BB guns, so I'm not going to try and compete with an actual rifle. Though they are fun BB guns.
I mean, if you gas them up enough, I suppose you could make a BB as dangerous as like a 22.
There's some that get close. There are some that get close, I will say.
I've
But
s-
not.
I don't
They
know.
never get quite there, though. They
I've
never
s-
get quite
I've
there.
seen an air rifle. Okay, it runs off a tank, a pressure tank, but it's loaded with. It takes 45 slugs, and is as
I was
powerful
gonna.
as a 45 ACP, and that's an air rifle.
Well, I was
So
gonna say that there's there in No Country for Old Men. There's that thing that Javier, whatever the fuck his face is, uses, where he also like just fucks people up with a rod and an air rifle.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
a.
for
Sorry, go on.
Gwen, I was gonna say, and for Gwen Blanket Knight, my response for a good or go-to weapon for killing dissenters. Again, I'm gonna have to go with Rax AK.
Nah,
we don't kill the centers here.
Dissenters is that
We're not Clinton.
surely that's more Makarov territory, though. I mean, that's
That might be that might be assassination or political prisoners.
Trick.
More
Get up the Makarov
leftist-
PB. Get up the Makarov PB. That
Yeah.
is it in this game that the silence Makarov?
Ooh, yes, I see it right there.
That is the anti-dissenter pistol.
It is only
Like,
the PM that I've got. We've got the Tokarov as well, but
Oh, so they don't have the PB in here.
Tokarev's black.
no.
Makarov is superior.
But it's just
weapon.
this with a suppressor basically permanently affixed to it, though.
Yeah.
I just saw a PB silent pistol on the lower
go back.
scroll
Go back.
thing.
Yeah. Try it
Go
again.
up one.
Yeah.
Up
Well,
to
backseat
the... No.
gaming here.
Where am I?
Search for PB.
Okay.
It was right below on that list.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen
To the
it.
There we
far
go.
left,
There we go. We've got it.
right
We've
beside
got
the
it.
Tokarev.
I told you. You didn't believe me. Why didn't you believe me?
Yeah, you're right. This is the ultimate. Uncle Stalin has decided he doesn't like you anymore. Awfully sorry, old chap. Thanks for the work, but
By this time, it'd more be Uncle Khrushchev. with
Uncle
this.
Khrushchev. Yes, you're quite right.
Good old Uncle Khrushchev. With his shipment of missiles of peace to Havana, you know? It really is just, like, you can see the front of the Makarov has basically been milled off there. If you put it back to... If you put it back to normal... Well, actually, just turn it around to the side. You can really just see that it's just, like, a shelf on the bottom. Yeah, there's the suppressor. Very simple suppressor. Very simple blowback mechanism. It's very much the same as the Makarov.
Slide looks like the only thing that's really been truly modified.
It
really is just suppressor bolted to Makarov.
It's the
Makarov PB.
same very basic. Here, let's stick 3 or 4 washers at an angle type suppressor that is in things like the VSS and the VAL as well. They really.
Well, it also has those holes drilled in the barrel also suppress.
Oh yeah, but those are helping a little. These holes that the main expansion chamber is yeah.
Oh yeah, Dominator. Yes, we do have the paid version of this game. Both me, I think. Do you have it, Doc?
The one advantage of being an American is if I'm really interested in a gun, I go to my local gun range and rent it, or I just buy the gun to practice disassembly.
Well, me and Trig both have the paid version. Yeah, I'd actually say it's worth it. It was like under. I can't remember how much. It was only like 10 quid when I got the unlock version. There is a free-to-play version that's kind of bullshit. You have to do a whole bunch of tasks to unlock stuff. But there is just... I like the devs. They just have an unlock everything paid variant. Where you can just pay for the game and you get so much and they're constantly updating it. I would highly recommend this if you're interested in the operation of Firearms or Firearms history, because they have a lot of modern and historic firearms. They're very well done. If you want to go into a lot of detail, they have like part labeling and full disassembly, which we'll probably go into later.
Yep.
So in this game, you can like score points in the free-to-play version to unlock other guns.
Yes. You start off with a very limited list of guns, and then you disassemble them. You learn them inside and out, and that will then unlock the next guns in the tier.
See, I would recommend that if you are also really, really interested in learning guns or just doing your basic boog prep, maybe go ahead and do the free-to-play version.
Well,
You don't need to learn how to disassemble a minigun if you can't strip an AKM, clean
Okay.
it, and reassemble
Okay,
it.
and in no way, shape, or form am I endorsing this sort of behavior that I'm just going to profess here. But what we have here is if you unlocked it, you have an awful lot of very, very accurate 3D models of guns.
Yes, you do.
So the more you unlock, the more models of 3D guns that you have. And I don't know if you were if you wish to make toys for your for people you know of using plastic, and you happen to have a way of plastic printing things, these models might be adaptable to work for that.
And you have
I
access
wouldn't
to a
I wouldn't
local
try
plumbing store.
I wouldn't try and actually make actual guns with these models though. I would that's a bad idea. But this is certainly a good way of making little nice little toys with a 3D printer.
I will say we already have a donation here. Sorry, I think I missed it when it popped up.
Thank you.
I think I saw it pop up, but I forgot about it. Because that is working now. We have a donation here for I think it's about £2, but it's $2.70. It's showing up on the back end. Coventry 301 saying, "Hi again, Scrump and Trig. You mentioned last time I super chatted the donation was just enough for a Twix. I kept missing the streams for 3 weeks, and as a result, I felt guilty as I didn't donate enough to get Trigger Twix as well. So here it is. So we both get Twixes now.
Oh, thank you. I do
Thank
like
you for
the odd
Twix.
But is it enough to purchase yourselves a McRib? It's back now, you know.
We don't have the McRib over here, really.
No.
Oh God.
No, I mean,
I'm
seriously.
so sorry for you.
Seriously, McDonald's is very different over here to.
It's actually somewhat better in many regards.
Well, I would say same with Kentucky Fried Chicken. Our chicken products in general via fast food seem to be way better than American fast food chicken.
Yeah, they are.
I'm gonna hedge my bets there because burgers not too sure about, but the chicken, yeah, definitely. KFC is actually nice over here. Is all I'm saying.
It's okay. It's a shame because I think the KFC near me is one of the worst in the country.
Oh.
So I don't tend to get KFC. It's also bad for you, but there's that too. But yes, thanks for the donation. We do have a Streamlabs link down below. I linked it in the chat earlier. I'll not shill too much, but yeah, you guys have been pretty generous. We got a bit of a smaller audience today. I think Friday is kind of a congested day for streaming, but it's nice. It's nice. It means we can have a lot more of a discussion with the chat here, and we're having a bit of a not a specialist subject, but more of a relaxed subject here. So it's gonna be more of a chill one. It's gonna be quite nice.
Yes, I've been brought on for my 2 fields of expertise: guns and death.
Well,
yes.
It will be a chill one until I get onto the subject of how computer games occasionally portray things like the VSS somewhat inaccurately. Because oh boy, people have you've all heard that one, I'm sure. There is a thing about certainly that particular caliber of gun. It's a meme with a lot of computer games love the VSS. PUBG's very, very popular in that, etc. They get it totally wrong. This is fuck it. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm going in early. Sorry, I'm going ugly early, guys. I have a weird fixation with this gun. Some understand that why I think it's the most beautiful thing that's ever existed in firearms, and most people go, it looks janky and horrible, unlike something that's come out of Fallout.
It's
not unlike something that's come out of Fallout.
Oh, I think we all love the VSS here, and its variants like the AS Val.
Yeah.
Is that an AS Val or a VSS?
That's the VSS. That's the VSS.
Yeah.
You can tell by the extraordinarily beautiful wooden stock that is made out of plywood.
It's the only acceptable thumbhole stock in my mind. Maybe like the Walther 2000. I think that.
What about the Dragunov?
Okay. The Russian thumbhole stocks are the only acceptable thumbhole stocks. They're not.
I was
really
gonna say
because
someone who's a fan of Comblock rifles, I would fit a Dragunov stock onto pretty much any DMR I have, except for the one that I may allegedly have that Trig knows about. I won't fucking touch that one.
You better not. Now, well, this is the thing. This is what they've done here. Is essentially you actually don't want the VSS. You want the ASVAL, and then you want to put the wooden stock on, which somehow they've made plywood look good. With it as well, and
Is comm block ingenuity?
Well, they also made like Formica and fucking Bakelite look good too, which is pretty hard to do.
yeah, which
Fuck, people go apeshit over those Bakelite fucking hand grips.
They're not great, but for the time they were made, they are kind of aesthetic. There's also the where is it? The VZ52, which is Canadia's AK.
Yes.
Which has
Yes.
has basically the wood pulp and resin furniture on it, which is basically Formica.
That's it's basically wood sweepings from a sawdust, sawdust mixed with
Formica, it's what they made tables out of in the 60s that would crack in the sun.
I have memories of those tables as in my youth.
The US tried to make a fucking aircraft carrier out of sawdust, like frozen sawdust.
You mean picrate? And it was an idea of the British, but
the US were the ones manufacturing it.
yeah, the whole
It
picrate
started with the US.
The whole picrate aircraft carrier thing probably wouldn't have worked.
Oh,
cool idea
no.
though, making a giant iceberg.
It fucking probably would have, to be honest.
It would have been difficult to operate it in the tropics.
Actually,
Oh, sorry,
icebergs have.
I will update myself. The VZ52 is the Czech SKS. The VZ58 is the Czech AK. I got those
You are
mixed
correct. Yes. But where was
You
it?
are
Like, gone
technically
autism has failed
correct.
me.
That was it.
The
Yeah.
best type of correct.
The 9x39 though, which in PUBG,
Nine.
which I play too much and is a terrible game, etc., etc.
PUBG.
Yada.
Boo.
In it, there is the VSS, and in it, the VSS fires essentially like a 9mm pistol. And well, it 9mm is the diameter of the bullet, but there's a bit more to the 9x39. This cannon is designed to, well, it's basically a close range 50 cal that's quiet. Is the closest thing I can put to it. You would never want to get hit by one of these things. This is armor piercing. It's subsonic. It's a hell of a lot heavier than a 7.62 sniper rifle or something like that.
What is that round? What is that firing?
This is 9x39, so it's the same length. It's essentially a necked up 7.62 by 39 to have a 9mm slug in it.
A pointed 9mm. It's not a 9mm ball.
It's not a 9mm ball, and it's actually, the damn thing's huge. It sits right back into the casing as well. It's longer than the end of your thumb to your knuckle, and then some. It's a whopping great big slug it fires out. Damn thing's huge.
Yeah,
when it hits, it tumbles, which you really don't want.
Especially with that short ass barrel.
It's got an effective range of about 200 to 300 meters. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But
that's really the engagement range, though. A lot of weapons history is people overestimating engagement ranges. Like, let's talk about the First World War with stuff like 8mm Mauser with what is it, the 1800-yard sights on them.
Yes.
They thought it was fucking artillery. They had indirect fire sights.
And they would fire out to that range, but you couldn't see
accurately.
Not accurately, and you couldn't see anybody. Let's face it, with the naked eye, at 300 yards or 300 meters, you're really having difficulty pointing at a direct target without scopes.
Sights, it's something like that. It's like, is he that tiny blur? It like how thin is your fucking front post sight at that point?
Precisely. Red dot, the dot will obscure the target completely almost. And most combat range is well within that. And if you're dealing street to street or in close cover, like sort of woodlands, etc. Which this was designed for. The VSS, the Val, the SR3M, and all of the other ones that, along with the AK, actually were designed for fighting NATO troops across Europe, which is
Well, the
woodlands
AK
and
is not a battle rifle. It is an assault rifle.
Well,
yet.
they kind of spec'd it to be in between where the submachine gun. It was basically supposed to replace both the SKS and the PPSHs.
Yeah.
It was meant to be a universal kind of machine gun, kind of slash SMG slash. It really does have the philosophy of the assault rifle. It was very much the Soviet Union copying Hitler's homework.
Yes,
with
it
the
was
Sturmgewehr.
It was an STG-44.
How dare you say such things? You'll hurt Tatiana's feelings.
No. The AK was essentially, let's have a look at the STG-44. How can we make this more effective, more cheaply, and more Soviet? And they came up with the AK-47 after various sort of people put in various submissions. But the AK-1 and the AK, if I remember rightly, had certainly one of the inventors of the STG-44 lurking around in the background, at least sweeping the floor, if not whispering in Mikhail Kalashnikov's ear.
How dare you say such things about Mikhail? The AK
No, what I'm saying is Mikhail was intelligent enough to have the right people around him and not get bogged down by, tiny little differences.
All I'm saying is the STG had a goddamn roller lock.
Yeah.
The AK is a goddamn gas piston lock with a triangular bolt.
There. We hear a distinct duck yawn.
Yes. Okay.
I said, not a yawn. It was fury.
Like I said, right.
The yawn of fury.
The roller delay stuff that went to Heckler and Koch. They went and did that. If you actually want to know who really stole whose homework with regards to the STG-44, Heckler and Koch really stole the homework of the STG-44. And let's have a look at it, because it isn't. You know what? Regardless of whose side was on what, as a piece of engineering,
it's a great piece of engineering.
It's a great gun. It is just is not AK. Rifle is different.
Yes, it is very different. Actually, you are correct. This is the AK is
a weapon all its own.
The AK looked at the STG-44 and went, we would like to make one of those ourselves. Whereas Heckler and Koch went, okay, what have you got here? We can use that. And literally nicked.
I've done the naughty thing and actually decided to ping Athens. So it's a one-time deal. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it again, guys. But I don't know.
What hell have you brought upon this
to change gears slightly with the gun rights stuff. It is a great fucking concept though. The STG-44, very much ahead of its time. Very much kind of, it was the use of stampings, which was actually kind of due to the Nazi lack of vanadium and lots of type of different things to make complex steels. But the funny thing is that I don't know. I think that both Dev and Sargon are a bit soft on the old gun rights there sometimes.
They are very. I just want to show you this. This is one of the best things the STG-44 had, as far as I'm concerned. Are you saying this?
Yes.
The shoot round a corner mod.
God, those things would wear themselves out. So that was a very experimental thing, and they'd wear themselves out like almost instantly. It was hilarious.
Why is that? Oh yes, the legendary shoot round corners.
Yes.
Of course, you weren't putting out proper fucking bullets at that point. It was a Geneva Convention violating.
It might have been a bit flat on one side a little bit, but it would generally go straight enough. And if it hit someone, it had the same effect.
Yeah, the 45 angle ones or the 90-degree angle ones fired fucking shrapnel.
Yes.
Geneva Convention violating shrapnel.
It's shotgun, rifle, shrapnel. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It was a good attempt, and it's
These are relative terms.
it's not the only attempt as well. The Brits tried something like that in the First World War to shoot over
German shurikens.
You know what I saw?
Pretty
What was it?
funny.
What was a Demolition Ranch doing this with pistols and plastic tubing the other day?
Yeah.
His range of discipline scares me. It really does.
He's not the best at it. He's a little bit FPS rusher, I will say.
No. FPS Russia violates his form paperwork by not admitting that he uses marijuana.
How he didn't kill himself? How that car door
That
flew off?
Tannerite clip.
Yeah.
That Tannerite clip is one of the most famous clips, I think, of
There's a
gun
lot of
fails on the internet.
I was gonna say, if you haven't, you should check out the AK Guy's channel, where he just posted his second Gun Darwin Awards videos, and the dude who put like 5 pounds of tannerite into his old riding mower, neglecting to have removed. Let me finish. Neglecting to have removed the fucking mower blades before he shot it, and then, due to his poor accuracy, got closer to the lawnmower, and as one might expect, yeah, that blade came out and shunk. It did what blades do.
Yeah.
I think I figured out where all our audience is. It's apparently Dankula's on EFAP right now, which actually sounds kind of. I don't have 11 hours to spare, but that explains our lack of share tonight. I think.
Dank on EFAP.
Oh,
But you've still hit 30. That out competes.
Some people, yes.
Wizard's name.
No.
Oh, let's not be mean to him.
Let's not.
He tries hard. He does an awful lot of streaming a lot of the time.
He does.
He can't always have viewers.
but can we laugh at a certain Englander knight?
Oh no, that's not. Let's not pick on.
Oh, apparently we're streaming opposite Sargon as well.
Are we?
Okay.
Oh fuck!
I didn't check anyone's stream schedule. I really probably should in future. But again, this will be good for a VOD. So.
You know, we've been doing this a little while. Every single Friday, we get we're competing.
So it's not really.
I think
check their stream schedules as much as how fucking dare they stream during your slot.
Well, yeah, I think Friday is becoming clear. Friday might not be. It's a shame because it's a great night for me. It's a great night for you guys.
It's a great night for everybody. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's fine. You guys are the OGs, you know. You guys are the real hardcore. Plus, we're gonna have more interaction here. So, someone asked about Bullpups earlier.
No. We do not visit that blasphemy.
We could get the F2000 up simply because of how hilarious its ejection method is. Yeah. Charlie Chieftain asked, "Got any Bullpups?" And there's actually plenty of Bullpups in World of Guns.
I mean, we can look at this. We can also look at. Shall we look at the AR-18 and then the L.86, and how you can take one design and totally fuck it up.
On paper, the LA86 should have worked. On paper, that's the problem.
The FN 2000. I mean, it's not total shit. I once had a conversation with someone who said that they wanted a bullpup DRM, and I slapped them. You
no. What was it? The replacement to the Dragunov that never actually really took off. That was a bullpup. DMR, and that was seemed to be effective. There was the Webley. Was it the Webley 2000? WA 2000?
That wasn't the Webley. That was the Webley. Good lord. Oh, dearie me. I'll let you think about that for a second.
I will.
Webley.
Oh Christ, it's Walther. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
There we go. Walther 2000.
Sorry, I'd got W and just picked one and run with it.
You picked the most British one, you mean?
Well,
must be a Webley, old chap.
I agree with Charlie Chief, and the FAL is peak FN.
the FAL is peak freedom, quite frankly. What am I doing? I'm actually taking apart the FN2000. This gun is great in concept, apart from the fact that it's far too modular. It's just one big lump. I don't know if I'm supposed to take any of this actual main unit apart. It just seems to be.
Oh no! It looks like you can take parts of it apart.
I can take.
Yeah,
I've got something.
you can keep
left.
taking it apart. Is this field strip or is this full disassembly?
This is just field strip because field disassembly
Okay.
requires a level of autism.
It does require a high level of autism. But if you want to do the, did you show them how the it poops cartridges out the front?
You know what? Let's do that because that's a much more interesting thing. Because yeah, it has some sort of weird shell ejection system, which I kind of like. Let's I'll have the should we open cover? No, close cover. Sod that.
Oh yeah. I looked at my YouTube, and as soon as we started to go live, everybody's fucking streaming. Oozlu's streaming. Maul is streaming with EFAT with Dankler on it, and Sargon's also streaming now because Sargon's had another son. If you guys didn't know.
Oh,
congratulations!
Yeah. I got him a preview in the private chat we have, but he's got a new bab. I'm not actually sure what the bab is called, but
I didn't even know his wife was up the duff.
Yeah, she has been for a while.
9 months, I should
obviously
expect.
for about 9 months. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, it's hilarious. He's Sargon is doing his part to help return England to its native state.
Yes, well done.
Gentlemen, let us never forget what that is a lot of just spent fucking brass.
Are you just saying this? You're just saying
slow it down. Slow it down. Make it go slow mo.
I've gone full slow mo here, so you can see that the
Start
whole
with a completely empty top chamber. If we can just start from the beginning.
No, you've got it as it is. It's there.
Got a bit of fine brass in there. It's not going to kill you. But there we go. The brass actually gets lifted up to the top there, as you can see. And the problem with bullpups is that they always have the ambidextrous problem. For those of you who don't know, a bullpup is a firearm where the trigger is forward of the firing mechanism, like way forward of the firing mechanism. So the magazine goes basically in where the buttstock would usually be almost. And it has the advantage of making them shorter, but it has a lot of disadvantages when it comes to ergonomics, and it's obviously harder to clear malfunctions with a bullpup because all that gubbins is stuck in the back end there, but you can't really access it. But the FN2000, its solution to the kind of ambidextrous ejection port, so left-handed people don't hit themselves in the face with brass, is this horrendously complicated kind of cartridge elevator / what I call the front poop chute.
I like it.
It gently poops the brass out the front. Apparently, it's quite reliable. I wouldn't like to have a jam in an F2000. I really would not like to have a jam in an F2000. That sounds like misery. Apparently you have to get like a wire and sometimes dig it out or disassemble the fucking gun. Because if you go back to the other side and show people, all you've got to access the fire control group is that little plastic hatch on top.
Yeah, there's nothing to it. It's a sealed unit.
I've never handled an F2000, but I've been told that top hatch feels actually kind of horrendously cheap.
It's all plastic.
Can you add the sight and housing back to it? Because I think you can if you take it back off cutaway mode. I think you can add the full fish gun housing.
Wisp raises the question: was this a German design? Because it's so ridiculously overcomplicated.
No, it's close. It's a Belgian.
Yeah, it's FN. It's Belgium.
I would say if you asked many Germans in the 1940s, their answer would be yes, it's German.
Ho.
Well, there's the aim point. It'll do that. It's it doesn't have the original true.
It does. I think it should do. It does have the top cover. I've definitely seen it. Does it not? It should have the
No.
full thing.
That's all
should-
you get. That little access port.
Yeah, that's all you get. That's all you get to the fire control group. Now, for those who
Yeah.
don't know, the F2000, this actually looks better than the original version. The original version had this horrendous kind of plastic sight assembly, which made it look like a fish.
It essentially, yeah. What it's got going off underneath, it had going off above as well, and it was basically got an old telescope sight type thing where it was just basically a long tube with a lens at the front and back, and
it's kind of a similar
A
design.
Galilean sight. It had a Galilean sight.
essentially,
It was kind of similar to the design philosophy of the which one's my brain's gone out there. The Austrian one. I really like it. Brain why? You know the Austrian bullpup.
the Austrian. Oh, Steyr.
Steyr Org.
Steyr
Org, yeah. The Steyr Org had that kind of integrated optic.
It did.
Idea.
Again,
And so did the F2000 originally.
I don't think the Steyr has got that here. Now, as we're on for FN, I've got a choice for you. Do we look at the FAL or do we look at the P90? Because the FAL is pure freedom distilled into visual orgasm in firearm form.
The FAL is perfect in every way.
And the P90 is this little piece of space magic that is remarkably...
P90. Let's go with the most acceptable among the bullpups, and I hesitate to call the P90 a bullpup. I really do.
No, it's definitely a bullpup.
Okay, Trig. I don't know if you've got the capacity to switch up.
The switch up?
Oh, I've just put an image of what the F2000 looks like with its terrible top cover in the Discord chat here.
Oh, give me a second. I should be able to do something with that. If I do that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's fish.gun, yeah.
That is a sin and a crime against humanity.
Let me just see if I can find a way of getting that over here.
Oh dearie me, it's not an attractive rifle, but the P90 is. The P90, obviously, a lot of people mention Stargate when you mention the P90. It's kind of funny.
Yep, there you go. There you go. That's your FN 2000 with the original sight. As you can see, it looks like the cod of war.
It does look a bit shitty, yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed the donation here. There's a donation here from HK9410, which is very relevant to this stream since he appears to be role-playing an imaginary firearm. For $10, thank you, HK. You've been donating like every stream.
Yeah,
give your wallet a rest, my dude. It's I've decided to use the AK-108 as the basis of my rifle. The 108 was it's the modernized AK chambered in 5.56. It's kind of cool. It's almost like
the 108 isn't that the one that has the dual recoil mitigation?
I don't know.
No, that might be the AK-100.
Yeah, there is one that has like an AA kind of AA-12 style system.
Where it's got a
nothing
camming system to mitigate recoil.
Are we? No. Okay. If we're onto AK style guns,
No. The P90. No. The P90, the only acceptable bullpup.
Okay. If we're gonna, in fact, now you make me want to say two guns. All right. First of all, if you're talking sort of AK type guns that are kind of funky and weird, AN-94.
The Russian space magic, yeah, with the duplex, the duplex firing system.
We should have a look at that in a minute, because that is wildly insane, and I don't know how they managed to get it to work, but they did.
I agree with you, Doominator. AK-50 best AK. The AK-108 is the one with the balanced recoil system. It's a variant of the AK-107, which is the 5.45 variant. Man, we're really getting into the weeds here, but this is good. This is the type of firearms autism that people were promised.
This is why you bring an American on. America!
Would you suggest, because I'm going to suggest to you here, that apart from the slightly funky loading system, the FN P90 is an AR-18.
It is. It's got the rails in it.
Yeah.
It's a
a-
Bullpup
that's
AR-18. It's basically every military rifle adopted in like the 20th century, like onwards, like 1980s onwards, and even the 21st century. It's all been AR-18 variants. They've all got the internal rail system.
Mhm.
They've all got the dual recoil springs. They're all basically chassis around a kind of a barrel extension and a multi-lug rotating bolt. Yeah, they all are the AR-18 basically. Yes.
I disagree. You've still got the AK gas piston operating systems.
Well, the AR-18 was a piston gun.
Mhm.
So the AR-18 was the AR-AK, so to speak.
Can I just take a moment to say, all hail Eugene Stoner.
Oh.
He did some good stuff.
He did some good stuff, but don't you dare forget Mikhail.
Mikhail Kalashnikov is also a freaking genius, but there's actually quite a lot. There's actually quite a lot of very, very important names in there to not leave out. But yeah, no, you're right. Going back, the AR-18 seems to have been certainly across the shall we say westernized countries, the non-Iron Curtain countries throughout the 70s and 80s to seem to have developed that. But let's have a look at this P90 because this is crazy. They bring the gun. What inspired this whole twist feed thing that they've got going off there, and how did they manage to make that work?
I suspect it was inspired by an LSD fever dream or
It's a good
mushrooms, perhaps.
It's a good idea for keeping it compact, and
Yeah.
apparently it functions really well, which surprises me. You'd think it would be like a fucking calico.
Calicos can work pretty well.
No, even Ian on Gun Jesus himself tried to make the Calico work really well, and it ran for a while, and then it started failing on him in all kinds of mad ways, which is exactly what every Calico ever does.
Runs really well for a while, then starts failing.
As soon as you get a molecule of carbon in that helical magazine, that thing just decides, nope, big nope. Yeah,
and
yeah,
if
yeah.
you overtension the mag or anything else.
No. It's gun. How dare you insult Gun Jesus like that?
No, he knows
How
what he's
dare
doing. He spoke to Calico themselves, and they tried to help him out. But yeah, it's the same old with that gun, which is a shame because that gun should have been really, really, really fun. Big helical drum
if we're
magazines.
If we're talking fun little 22s, the swarm of bees would probably
angry
be
bees coming from the P90. Yes.
Yes, just a
Well,
no, the one
angry armor shredding bees.
See, this I don't usually subscribe to the just stupid amounts of Mall Ninja level flashlights and scopes and lasers and strobes, etc. But the P90 really looks like it deserves to have that sort of crap on it.
The P90 looks like it was made for it.
Well, it kind of was.
Yeah, no, it was. This is it, and you know what? You slap the suppressor on it, and then.
My only complaint, if I were to have a single one for the P90, is I do not like firearms with such a close hand placement. With the exception of like pistols, I would be fine with.
Well, the suppressor solves that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was meant to be.
Yeah,
shot
so
from
I
a vehicle,
can grip.
really.
I can grip a suppressor, which can get blisteringly hot.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you're right. This is a case of probably special forces or VIP targets, etc.
It's meant for shooting Goa'uld. We know this to be true.
And yeah, no, you run through the Stargate, you shoot some extremely camp gold-dressed gentlemen who want to show you this jewelry.
Jaffa.
Cree. Oh no, the really butch black guys with the gold eye makeup are coming at us. Quickly kill them. Yes.
Fire!
I agree.
Based.
Yeah, no, and Stargate really made this gun popular, didn't it? Damn. But it's good because it's a 5.7 round, which seems to be red hot and armor piercing. It's a great fun gun.
To be fair, this gun really didn't need Stargate. All Stargate managed to do was drive up the price of these bad boys.
And I'm sure FN were heartbroken about that. It poops the bullets out the bottom as well.
Yeah, it's bottom eject, which I
it's
like.
It's
Yeah.
a beautiful ejection system. It solves the ambidexterity problem in the same way the Calico does.
Well, apart from the fact that this works. I'll tell you.
Sorry, I should change my speech. It solves the the ambidexterity problem in the way the Calico wishes it could.
Okay, I'm gonna be. It's just totally typical of me at the present moment, and I'm gonna dig up the Mac 10 because this is a gun I freaking love.
Why not Mac 11?
Because the Mac 11
Mac-
isn't in here, but yeah, so it's exactly the same gun, and
Mac 11 is just basically a midget Mac 10.
yeah,
I
It's a
got
manlet Mac 10.
I got 9 9s, 10 Mac 10s, 11.
it's hilarious. There is so little to it. It's
838.
untrue.
I get it. Yes, Thomas the Dank engine. We're aware. Dear. There it is, the big block of literally the ghetto Uzi.
Yeah, you know what? The difference between this and the Uzi, I was looking at this today. Why this thing is such a swarm of angry bees. In
The fire rate.
Why the fire? Yeah, is essentially the block on this. The firing mechanism is exactly the same. It's essentially a rocker that is either held down when you hold the trigger down, or goes down briefly and springs back up. Same mechanism, and
Yeah.
so the bolt shuts, fires, opens, and is either held back or not. The only difference with this and the Uzi is the Uzi is a lot longer, and the spring is actually designed to slow the block down and put it back into battery at a reasonable but firm manner, whereas this is meant to slow it down briefly before it hits the back of the gun, and then throws it back forward as fast as possible, which makes the gun rattle around in your hand like crazy. And well, I'm just gonna just do the full burst in operation, because this fire rate is accurate to the real thing. And
I must say, a World of Guns does a great job of being accurate in terms of its specifications, its sizes. They even sell STL files, which is kind of funny for making quote unquote models. It's only for models, guys. Don't tell the feds about this.
Yeah.
Um,
Only models, toys, replicas for people to play with. That's all.
yeah, purely,
But
engineering plastics haven't reached the point where they can support a receiver. Let's make sure that the ATF thinks that.
especially not a receiver that does this. Watch this.
Oh dear me.
That was 50 rounds. It's it's retardedly fast, and it never actually holds that straight.
I love the brash just sailing off into the sunset.
Yeah.
It just sails off into that good night.
But that rate of fire, and one more time, the closest thing. Well, there's a lot of guns in here, and to get anything like this rate of fire, you usually have to be looking at MG42s, or sort of big 50 cal sort of German. Sorry, no, not German. The Russian 50 cal.
Yeah, it's a solid stream of brass.
Yeah, retarded rate of fire. And what's more fun? I mean, I've got this as a BB gun for airsofting, and it's
It's
the same rate of fire.
Very well, though.
No, that's the magazine. The magazines have difficulty feeding at that rate of fire, quite frankly.
Oh right, yeah, it does have an accurate. It is ridiculous, and it must scare the piss out of people.
I've used it on airsofting only once so far, because this year has been shit for getting out and doing that sort of stuff.
Current year.
Blah blah blah. Moan. Yeah, but no, I used it once. I got a couple of hits with it, and the one in particular, it misfired. And the guy was about 15 meters away from me, and I fired it, and it went BAP! But no rounds came out of it, and he just looks at me and went, "Nope, no, I'm out," and just walks off. As I was trying desperately to get the mag to feed. No, he just went, "Nope, no, you don't need to shoot me with that. It's all right. I'll walk back." No, it's terrifying. It's good fun, but not reliable. But And I'll tell you what, that airsoft gun is exactly the same as this. I can go onto a disassembly and assembly, strip it down, it's exactly the same. It's a very nice little toy. But the Mac 11 or Mac 10.
Was it the Mac 11 they tried to put in the briefcase, like the MP5K?
No, it was
Yeah.
it was the full size Mac 10. It was a Mac 10 using 45 ACP in actual fact, and they put it in a briefcase. And I don't. Do we have the briefcase in here? I'll look. Because the MP5 briefcase is very, very cool.
It is.
The
but
Mac
thing-
10 briefcase worked, and they fired from the freaking knee.
No.
Basically.
Right. The thing
No,
is, the thing is,
when they tested it,
oh,
I love the story of them testing it. Do you want to take this one, Trey?
let me go, because this is First of all, you got the comparison between the two. The MP5 briefcase gun is a briefcase. The trigger is in the handle on the briefcase. You can hold it as if you're holding a briefcase. Squeeze the handle. Row of bullets comes out and squishes. For whatever reason, you would want a gun in a briefcase. I don't know. Mac 10 tried the same thing, and they got the gun and they wedged it into a briefcase, and they sort of knocked some quick sort of things into place to hold it in the right spot. They realised that then that they couldn't actually have the gun safe and have a safety switch on it, so they just left the gun on ready to fire at all times. And the trigger mechanism was essentially a metal rod that stuck out the bottom of the briefcase, not by the handle, actually the bottom of the briefcase, that you then just pushed back as a lever, or pushed forwards as a lever, and it would fire the gun. But this was stuck out the bottom of the gun, and as a result was a bit sort of unwieldy. It stuck out and caught on things, and when they were testing it, they had it down at the range in a briefcase. They put it down improperly, and the trigger was depressed, and the thing started firing uncontrollably, fell over onto its side, and spun round in a 360 arc. Fortunately, its height rate of fire was so high that by the time it had actually gotten round to be pointing directly at the people that were testing it, it had run out of bullets and didn't cut them all in half. But yeah, whoa, boy, was their briefcase model extraordinarily unsafe. But basically, I think if they'd put a regulator on there to make it fire slower, they could have had a unit.
They
there.
would have killed themselves.
No, what you do is you set that up with a timer with like a little thin piece of something to stop it, so you can just set it up, walk out the room, and then in like 30 seconds time it will fall over and just kill everyone. That
And on the note of things that are unsafe,
this is not for civilian use.
Well, I was going to say, on the note of things being unsafe, I may have to leave you, gents, as I have been called with man's most ancient call, the booty call.
Oh, absolutely, dude, absolutely. Well, you go and get it wet, mate.
It's probably, this was just a quick fun stream. It's probably actually a good time to start wrapping up, honestly. We're kind of at the hour mark here, but I want to keep this more of a watchable VOD.
Sure.
But then on that note about lack of safety, always wear a condom. Or don't. I'm not your doctor.
We will probably be doing this again, though. I think this is pretty good. I like the format of just sitting around and talking about firearms and shit. And I know, Doc, you want to talk about some Prohibition era at some point.
Yes.
We'll probably get that on. I don't know if Friday's the best. We're still experimenting with stream days, guys. We've had a couple of Friday streams right now. Neither of them have done particularly well. So we might be nixing the Friday slot and trying other days. Thursday's great though. Thursday nobody seems to be streaming. So our regular main stream will be on a Thursday. So please do watch out for that.
I don't know. Don't know how you feel about Saturday. Maybe Saturday's a better option.
We could try. A lot of people tend to. I was thinking that I think Friday's a lot more crowded than Saturday. So maybe next week, if we do have a bonus stream, we could try a Saturday, around about this time. There'll be more of you Amerifags around.
Elton John approves of a Saturday.
Elton
Don't
John
worry,
approves
guys,
of a lot of things.
I know this is a bit of a shorter stream, guys, but don't worry. We may be continuing this format again in future. I think we will be. We're still very much in the experimental phases of this YouTube channel. Thanks for bearing with us. I will double check donations to make sure I've not missed any. Thanks for people who donated. You've all been very generous. Every stream, I think, has been very, very generous so far. So that's a good one. And yeah, please expect more content from this channel. Like I said, especially every Thursday, 9 p.m. We will be putting out a stream. If not, I may over the Christmas period have a couple of pre-recorded videos coming out on Thursdays. Since with how busy I will be and how other people will be, we'll probably be able to stream. I think from about the 18th onwards. So I think our last stream will probably be on the 17th. And we won't be streaming Christmas Eve. And we might do a New Year's stream though, depending on what happens, depending on where everybody is.
Yeah.
Because I may or may not be around for that one. If not though, I'll be putting out something pre-recorded on Christmas Eve because I have a video already about half done actually. Because I've been messing around with Adobe Premiere again. It'll just be a short, like 10-15 minute thing. But I want to make sure I at least have weekly content on this channel. Since you guys have responded so well to it, we've got 400 subs since we started. We've been averaging pretty good numbers on streams. I've been very kind of impressed by how fast this has grown and how well people have responded to it. So thank you guys, thank you very much. And we will see you again next week at some point.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, there we go. I